2026 is not just another year, it's a chance, a real tangible opportunity to rewrite everything in your life that hasn't been working. The truth is, too many people carry the weight of their past, letting it shape every decision and every expectation. But the past is not your prison, it's your teacher. Every mistake, every failure, every missed chance has a lesson embedded within it. The first step in rewriting your story is to acknowledge the past, learn from it, and then let it go. If you continue to dwell on what didn't happen, what you lost, or what you could have done differently, you will miss the chance to create what could be. This year is a fresh start, and the power of a fresh start cannot be underestimated. Each day of 2026 is a blank page in your life's book. No matter where you were yesterday, today is an opportunity to choose differently, act differently, and live differently. The key is recognizing that you are not bound by past limitations or setbacks. The only limits that exist are the ones you allow to remain in your mind. If you decide to take this year seriously, you can change trajectories, shift outcomes, and set yourself on a path you never thought possible. But rewriting your story requires clarity. You cannot reach a destination you cannot see. This is why setting clear goals is essential. Take the time to define what success means to you. Not what society tells you, not what your peers expect, but what genuinely excites and motivates you. When your goals are clear, your actions become purposeful. You will wake up each morning with direction, and your energy will be focused on what matters most. Responsibility is the bridge between goals and results. You cannot rewrite your life if you continue blaming circumstances, waiting for luck, or relying on others to make the change for you. Everything begins with you. Your choices, your habits, and your mindset. When you fully accept responsibility, you take control. You understand that no one can give you success. You must earn it step by step, decision by decision. And in this process, consistency matters far more than perfection. Many people fail because they wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect skill set. But the truth is, consistent effort, even imperfect effort, creates real momentum. Small steps every day compound into significant progress. Writing your story doesn't require giant leaps. It requires persistence, discipline, and commitment to showing up for yourself every single day. Finally, take a moment to visualize the end of this year. Imagine December 2026, looking back at the person you were on January 1st. What do you want to see? Pride? Accomplishment? Growth. The image you create in your mind becomes a blueprint for action. When you can see it clearly, you will naturally start making choices that align with that vision. You will become intentional in your actions and unwavering in your determination. This year, 2026, is your chance to rewrite everything. It's a call to take ownership, to plan, to act, and to persist. The blank pages are waiting. The pen is in your hand, and the story is yours to write. Every choice, every effort, every decision you make now shapes the person you will become. Don't waste another day. Start today and make this year the turning point in your life. The past is something every person carries with them, and too often it becomes a burden that weighs heavily on the present. Mistakes, missed opportunities, failures, and regrets are like anchors that pull us backward if we allow them to. But it's important to understand that the past is not meant to be a prison. It is meant to be a teacher. Every failure you've experienced, every decision that didn't turn out the way you hoped, and every opportunity you let slip through your fingers carries lessons that are far more valuable than the pain they initially caused. It is natural to reflect on what went wrong, or to feel disappointment over what could have been different, but there is a critical difference between reflection and dwelling. Reflection is conscious, intentional, and productive. It allows you to extract insight and grow from your experiences. Dwelling, on the other hand, keeps you stuck in a loop of negative emotions, self-blame, and what-ifs, preventing you from moving forward. Acknowledging the past means being honest with yourself about what happened, accepting responsibility for your choices, and recognizing the consequences without attaching your identity to them. You are not defined by the mistakes you made or the setbacks you endured. These are events that occurred, not permanent labels on your character. Many people sabotage their own potential because they carry the weight of yesterday into every decision today. They let fear, guilt, and regret shape their actions, convincing themselves that they are destined to repeat the same patterns. But the truth is that awareness is the first step toward freedom. When you face your past squarely and understand it, you gain the power to detach from its negative influence. This does not mean pretending that nothing happened or minimizing the pain. It means recognizing the reality of your past, learning the lessons it offers, and then consciously choosing not to let it dictate your future. Every setback you have experienced can serve as a stepping stone if you allow it to. Every failure provides insight into what doesn't work, revealing the approaches, behaviors, or mindsets that need to change. Even the most painful experiences can offer clarity, guiding you toward decisions that align with your true potential. It is also essential to recognize that the past was shaped not only by your actions but by circumstances, timing, and external factors that were often beyond your control. While taking responsibility for your choices is necessary, blaming yourself for everything only reinforces a cycle of self-doubt. Instead, focus on what you can control now in this moment and how the lessons of the past can inform the choices you make today. When you fully acknowledge the past without dwelling on it, you create a sense of liberation. You stop carrying unnecessary emotional baggage and start seeing your life as a series of opportunities rather than a collection of failures. This perspective allows you to approach 2026 with clarity, confidence, and determination. The past becomes a source of wisdom, not regret, and each lesson learned becomes a tool you can use to rewrite your story. The power of this mindset is enormous because it shifts your focus from what cannot be changed to what is within your control, the present moment, and the actions you choose to take now. By letting go of the unproductive weight of yesterday, you make room for intentionality, for planning, and for deliberate actions that align with the future you want to create. It is this ability to acknowledge the past while refusing to be controlled by it that sets the foundation for everything else in your life. Without it, your goals, your efforts, and your vision for 2026 are likely to be compromised by the invisible chains of regret and self-limitation. But with it, you gain clarity of purpose, strength of character, and a realistic understanding of how far you've come and what you are capable of achieving. The lessons of the past, once processed and released, become an asset rather than a liability. They teach resilience, patience, humility, and self-awareness, all essential qualities for growth and success. And the moment you decide to embrace this approach, you transition from being a passive participant in your life to an active architect of your future. This is the first critical step in rewriting your story in 2026, accepting that the past exists, learning from it, and intentionally moving forward without letting it dictate your possibilities or limit your dreams. Once you have acknowledged the past without letting it control you, the next critical step is understanding the power of a fresh start. A fresh start is more than just a symbolic moment on the calendar. It is a real opportunity to reset your mindset, your habits, and your approach to life. When you recognize that 2026 is a blank page, you begin to understand that every day, every week, and every month presents a chance to make intentional choices that move you closer to your goals. The beauty of a fresh start is that it does not require perfection or a complete life overhaul from day one. It simply requires the willingness to begin again with clarity and purpose. Too often, people feel trapped by the accumulation of previous failures, missed opportunities, or even bad habits that have been reinforced over time. They think that because they struggled in the past, they are doomed to repeat the same patterns. But a fresh start is proof that the past does not have to define the future. It allows you to take what you've learned from your experiences and apply it in ways that create real change. It is a psychological and practical reset, reminding you that every day is a new opportunity to make decisions that align with the life you want to create. A fresh start is powerful because it restores hope and motivation. When you let go of the weight of previous setbacks and shift your focus to what you can control today, you create space for growth. You no longer measure yourself against yesterday's failures or successes. Instead, you focus on building momentum in the present. This mindset shift is crucial because it transforms challenges from obstacles into opportunities for learning and improvement. People often underestimate the impact of starting over because they focus too much on what they are leaving behind rather than what they are moving toward. The real strength of a fresh start is in its ability to empower you to take deliberate action without fear of repeating past mistakes. It gives you permission to redefine your goals, reassess your priorities, and adjust your strategies. Every day becomes a chance to experiment, to learn, and to refine your approach, knowing that progress is measured by consistent effort rather than immediate perfection. Additionally, a fresh start encourages you to examine your routines, habits, and daily choices with a critical eye. You begin to identify patterns that no longer serve you and replace them with behaviors that align with your vision for the future. Whether it's dedicating time to personal development, improving your health, strengthening relationships, or advancing your career, the concept of a fresh start reinforces the idea that you are in control of what matters most. Another important aspect of a fresh start is the psychological freedom it brings. When you stop carrying the baggage of self-doubt, guilt, or regret, you free your mind to focus on possibilities instead of limitations. This shift in perspective allows you to approach challenges with creativity, resilience, and confidence because you are no longer constrained by fear or negativity rooted in the past. It also teaches patience and self-compassion. Change does not happen overnight, but a fresh start reminds you that consistent, intentional steps compound over time into significant progress. Each day becomes a building block toward a better version of yourself, and even small actions matter because they accumulate into meaningful results. Ultimately, embracing the power of a fresh start is about taking responsibility for your present and future. It is a conscious decision to step into the new year with purpose, to stop allowing past failures or regrets to dictate your actions, and to begin shaping a life that reflects your highest potential. It is the bridge between learning from the past, as we discussed, and taking deliberate action toward the life you want to create. When you combine the lessons of yesterday with the possibilities of today, you create momentum that propels you forward. Every day of 2026 is an opportunity to reinforce this mindset, to make choices that align with your goals, and to move closer to the person you want to become. Recognizing and embracing the power of a fresh start transforms uncertainty into opportunity, challenges into lessons, and ambition into tangible progress. By understanding that each day is a new chance to rewrite your story, you position yourself to take meaningful action, stay resilient through obstacles, and build a foundation for lasting success. This awareness, paired with the clarity gained from acknowledging your past, equips you with the confidence and determination necessary to make 2026 a year where real transformation is not only possible but inevitable. Once you have embraced the power of a fresh start, the next essential step is setting clear goals. A fresh start without direction is like having a blank canvas without a brush. The potential is there, but without clarity, your efforts may be scattered and ineffective. Setting clear goals provides structure and purpose to your actions, transforming the energy of a fresh start into meaningful progress. Too often, people approach a new year with vague intentions, like "I want to be successful," or "I want to improve my life," but without specificity, these intentions remain abstract and unachievable. Goals act as a roadmap, giving you tangible targets to aim for and a way to measure progress along the journey. When you define your goals, you create a vision for what you want to achieve, and that vision becomes the foundation upon which you build your actions. Clarity is crucial because it allows you to prioritize your time and energy effectively. Every decision you make Every task you undertake and every opportunity you pursue should align with the objectives you've set. Without clear goals, it's easy to get distracted by trivial matters, lose focus, or waste energy on activities that do not move you closer to your desired outcomes. Clear goals also provide motivation. When you know exactly what you are working toward, the steps you take each day have a purpose, and your effort feels meaningful. This sense of purpose fuels persistence, even when challenges arise. Life will inevitably present obstacles, but having well-defined goals gives you a reason to push forward, to adapt, and to keep going when others might give up. Moreover, goal setting forces self-reflection. To define what you truly want, you must examine your priorities, values, and aspirations. This process helps you distinguish between what you think you should achieve versus what you genuinely desire. When your goals are authentic and aligned with your personal vision, your actions become more intentional, and the energy required to pursue them feels natural rather than forced. Another critical aspect of setting clear goals is breaking them down into actionable steps. Big ambitions can feel overwhelming if approached as a single task. By dividing goals into smaller, manageable milestones, you create a system for consistent progress. Each small achievement builds momentum, reinforces confidence, and provides tangible evidence that you are moving in the right direction. This approach also helps combat procrastination as the process becomes less daunting and more structured. Goals also serve as a feedback mechanism. By regularly reviewing your progress, you gain insight into what strategies are working, what needs adjustment, and how to optimize your efforts. This reflective process ensures that your actions remain effective and that you stay aligned with your ultimate objectives. Importantly, clear goals are not static. Life is dynamic and circumstances change, but having defined goals allows you to adjust with intention rather than drift aimlessly. They become a compass, guiding your decisions and helping you navigate challenges while keeping your long-term vision in focus. Setting goals also cultivates accountability. When you articulate your objectives, whether to yourself or others, you create a sense of responsibility to follow through. Accountability strengthens commitment and encourages discipline, both of which are essential for turning ambitions into reality. Finally, the act of setting clear goals bridges the gap between the mindset of a fresh start and tangible results. It transforms the possibility of change into actionable steps, giving structure to your aspirations and direction to your energy. When you combine the freedom of a fresh start with the focus of specific, realistic goals, you create a powerful momentum that drives you forward. Your goals become the blueprint for rewriting your story in 2026, ensuring that each day contributes meaningfully to the life you want to build. By setting clear, deliberate, and achievable goals, you equip yourself with the clarity, motivation, and structure needed to take full advantage of the fresh start you've embraced. It is through this combination of reflection, intentionality, and direction that transformation becomes not just possible but inevitable. Clear goals turn dreams into plans, plans into actions, and actions into the results that define success. Once you have set clear goals, the next critical step is taking full responsibility for your life and the outcomes you desire. Setting goals alone will not lead to success if you do not actively own your actions, decisions, and habits. Responsibility is the bridge between intention and achievement, and it is what separates those who dream from those who actually accomplish. Too often, people fail to take responsibility because it is easier to blame external circumstances, other people, or bad luck when things do not go as planned. They may point to a difficult environment, lack of resources, or past failures as justification for not moving forward, but this mindset keeps them trapped in stagnation. Taking responsibility means acknowledging that while you cannot control everything in life, you can always control your response, your effort, and your choices. It requires a mindset shift from being a passive participant in your life to becoming the active architect of your own destiny. When you take full responsibility, you stop giving away your power to circumstances or other people. You understand that waiting for permission for the right timing or for external validation only delays progress and diminishes your potential. Life will never hand you success on a silver platter. It must be earned. And that begins with recognizing that your actions and decisions are the driving force behind the results you achieve. Responsibility also fosters accountability, both to yourself and to others. When you commit to taking ownership of your life, you begin to track your progress, evaluate your actions, and adjust your strategies when needed. You no longer allow excuses to derail your progress because you understand that your future depends on the choices you make today. This mindset empowers you to face challenges with resilience rather than avoidance. Taking responsibility does not mean being harsh or self-critical. It means being honest, self-aware, and proactive. It means acknowledging mistakes without denying them, learning from them without being consumed by them, and making deliberate choices to move forward with greater wisdom. Every goal you set and every step you take becomes more effective when combined with this sense of ownership, because it ensures that you are not passively hoping for success, but actively working to create it. Responsibility also encourages discipline and consistency. When you know that your results are a direct reflection of your efforts, you are more likely to maintain focus, show up every day, and push through obstacles rather than giving into temporary discomfort or distractions. It instills a work ethic rooted in purpose, self-respect, and determination. Moreover, taking responsibility builds confidence and self-trust. Each time you face a challenge head-on, make a tough decision, or follow through on a commitment, you reinforce the belief that you are capable of influencing your own life. This inner confidence becomes a compounding advantage, making it easier to tackle increasingly difficult goals and take bold steps toward growth. It also transforms failures into valuable feedback. When you own your actions, even when results are not what you hoped for, you gain insight into what worked, what didn't, and how to improve. This perspective prevents blame, shifting, and excuses, replacing them with practical lessons that move you closer to your objectives. Taking responsibility is ultimately about freedom. While it may seem counterintuitive, acknowledging that you are accountable for your life liberates you from dependence on others or external circumstances. You stop waiting for permission or conditions to be perfect, and you start creating results through your own initiative, focus, and effort. It is the key that turns the clarity of your goals into real progress, connecting intention with action and potential with achievement. By embracing responsibility, you transform the energy of a fresh start into tangible outcomes. You understand that rewriting your life in 2026 is not about chance, luck, or waiting for opportunity. It is about deliberately owning every choice and action that shapes your journey. This mindset ensures that your goals are not just dreams, but achievable realities that reflect your effort, consistency, and commitment. Responsibility empowers you to take control of your life, overcome challenges, and steadily build the future you envision, turning the possibilities of this year into measurable, meaningful success.